Jiffy. Jiffy, right?
Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.
Well, it's not like it was not bad. It's okay. I feel relaxed, more especially seeing my friends. We're all doing the same thing, like writing, and we are on a competition. So I felt pleased, and I'm glad to be chosen as one of the five they doing. I'm on it.
It's just a little bit audible because you're not talking for me, but you're talking for the rest of the world. Yeah,
Uh,
how has this process been for you?
the process has been very good. I appreciate it. Seeing myself selected as validator and one of the students on the Team Andy platform.
Okay, yeah, myself, I feel a little bit. I feel extremely proud that you amongst many individuals in your school came out as a valedictorian for your school, which is Mac Foundation High School. So today is the last of our online discussion. Maybe the very last of the last is just us having a conversation with you on how the entire process was. Maybe 1 or 2 days to the event. But in terms of evaluation that has to do with case study writing and any kinds of writing, today is our last or live conversation that we're going to be having. So you were given a topic to write that talked about that was basically plastic plastic bags should be banned from the public. So why, as important as plastic bag is to our everyday use in lives, why do you think plastic bags should be banned from the public?
Well, plastic bag should be bound because a lot of days you see many people misuse the plastic bag on the street. When you take a walk around, you see a lot of dead spread on the street, and that can cause harm to people. Like dump sack, when plastic bag is packed down, it causes a dump sack. And dump sack cause insects like rats, roaches, mosquitoes, and that cause sicknesses for people.
Okay, but it isn't it just because I know in a civilized society we should have people who, after using their own plastic bags, define or have the most appropriate way to dispose it if they are not using it. So for the fact that they are scattered about in the street, I think that is something for that is on part in on the people who are not disposing of these waste properly. But to say that they should be banned because it is all around, people, everywhere you walk, it's all lavish in the streets, it's in the gutters and everywhere. Don't you think that would hurt a lot of ordinary people? Because most people go to the market, you want to buy, you do plastic bag. You just about everyday life is plastic bag.
Yeah, no, right.
So why do you want to feel that, in your own opinion, that it should just be banned? So okay, when they are banning plastic bags, let me just ask you, what other alternatives do you think can be introduced to help the citizens, the millions of citizens that use plastic bags on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, thank you. The factory or industry that is producing the plastic bag can also find a strategic method to face another product that will be as same as plastic bag for people to use, because plastic bag is a substance that is very hard to be dissolved. So when factories and industry can find another means of creating a plastic that will be soft or quick to dissolve, it will be okay. But plastic bag should be banned.
Plastic bags should be banned. So is this, if you have the opportunity to meet high level government officials, including the president of the Republic of Liberia, right? And you put forth the proposal before him that plastic bags should be banned, he will want to know, even if he accepts your proposal, he will want to know what other alternatives. Yeah, as much as you've said that the factories themselves can develop something, what can it be? Because the thing about plastic bags, they are very cheap. $10 can afford you a plastic bag, and probably the alternative to a plastic bag will be somewhere around 50, $100 as a static price. What exactly? I mean, what exactly, if you are given the opportunity to say, okay, we accept that plastic bags should be banned from the Liberian market, but give us three or four alternatives that will be as cheap as plastic bag that the citizens can use.
Well, thank you. But the factories or industry that's producing plastic can find a means to produce something similar like plastic, but not in that form. That would be like label a something like basket in a form that when you when you purchase an item that should be placed in it, and the mineral bottle of water, I think it should be accepted in the market than in plastic bags, because most often you find people drink water from the plastic and drop it. But when it is bottled, you'll see even when they drop it, it will be packed somewhere easily. Breeze cannot control it easily. But when it's plastic bag, it will be spread all over, and that called is dump site. People use this bottled water after you drink it. If you drop it, people still use this bottle and sell on the street. People find this bottle, wash it, and sell it. So like that, it won't be spread over like plastic bags.
Okay. So now you have given your alternative finally, that the factories themselves can look in other ways to develop baskets, reusable baskets, so that basket you can carry to the market as many times as possible. And so the plastic now that the government is going to collect, what do you think can be done with those plastics? Okay, now the government is banning plastic bags, but don't forget there are already millions and millions of plastic bags lying waste everywhere in the street. So the government collect these plastic bags. Do you think there can be anything the government can do with those plastic bags?
Well, for on the dump select, you can take the dirt and burn it. It will be dissolved. But for dirt to dissolve by itself, it will take a lot of years. So when the government can collect the dirt from the streets and burn it and bring a new system of plastic, it will be good.
a different system. But if you look at all of that too as well, you want to in giving a recommendation, you try as much as possible that your recommendation is not one that creates hazard to the society. So in your case study, you provided a clear case why plastic bags should be banned. So when looking at it, you talk about the communities. You look at it, it creates a lot of dirt in the communities. You talk about it increases the chances of having cockroaches, rats everywhere around in the home and other places. But here's the thing: your alternative could be debated upon on based on the fact that people will say, okay, we're buying plastic bags on the Liberian market to introduce baskets. Maybe the starting price of a basket could be maybe $300-400. But then you could I'm trying to look beyond you, right? You could say, okay, as much as it has a starting price of around $500 or $100 or whatever, that could be something that is of a long term use. Because you will have to buy several plastics and maybe and that basket you are purchasing can go in for a longer period. But the issue here now is, I try to look into your own space, right?
Yeah.
And tend to see what good I can see in you getting a plastic purchased. But to go to say that the plastic bags collected from the street should be burned, it sends a scary message because again, environmentalists are look speaking against burning dirt or burning plastic. It is harmful to the environment and all of that. Do you think, in your own opinion, that would be a good alternative? Don't you think that you'll be pushing back against the very environment that you're trying to protect?
Well, the government can, if the government decides to ban plastic bag, yeah, they can either melt the plastic, but I think burning the plastic will be good because it will be in one tin. Because when you burn all the plastics, there will be no plastic again. Or if they can burn the plastic, they can melt the plastic just in case.
Wouldn't that be any form? Wouldn't that be a very serious pollution in the environment? Burning, you talk about the smell, the the way it pollutes the air. It gives people unpleasant. It creates an unpleasant environment for you to smell properly or catch a grasp of fresh air. But your proposal remains that at least your proposal is it should be burned. That is a one-time thing. It should be burned. Hmm?
Yeah.
So, as a young person now, what can you say about the topic that when you were given this topic to write? How what really came to mind? Because the process was once that you were not presented a topic, you had to do a raffle draw, right?
Yes.
Opening your own paper and seeing you about to write this topic. What was the first thing that came to mind?
Well, when I saw the topic on the paper, the first thing that came to my mind is that plastic bag are one important thing that everyone use every day. But on my essay paper, I saw plastic bag should be banned. And I said yes, that is a good idea because all around in Liberia, you see plastic bags spreading all over. That's the first thing that came into my mind. People misuse the plastic bag. So that's the first thing that came into my mind.
And how did you feel amongst the rest of your other friends? How did you see that process? Was that process once that was transparent? Did it challenge you as a valedictorian, or it was not a fair process for you?
Well, it's a fair process because everyone was on camera that day You can stare and call a name, shake the bottle, and pick up the paper. It was transparent, and I feel good choosing that topic and reading on it.
So all through your high school time, did you ever go through any kind of academic exercise of such where you walk in an institution, you have you have to go through different sets of activities ranging from letter writing, group discussion, individual writing, individual discussion. Did you in your academic sojourn had the opportunity to go through anything like that?
Yeah, I started going through some things like that, but it didn't end well. Yes, I started doing the spelling bee well in the elementary, junior high, and I started quizzing, but all didn't go well. Yes, and I'm seeing this opportunity to be a good opportunity for me, and I know that it will go well.
Okay. So Tom, I just want to say thank you for your time. I really appreciate having a conversation with you. And you've sent through your. And another thing, let me ask you: have you concluded your community service?
No, I'll post my videos
No,
today.
I mean, is this something you've done it already?
No, I haven't did.
You have not done that yet.
Yes,
So when are you intending on doing it?
today when I go home.
So what are you going to do particularly? What do you have planned to do?
Well, I'm going to clean up my house. Yeah, in my bathroom.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you very much. I mean, I look forward to having you people here for these couple of days. It's been extremely well, and I look forward to the 16th. All the very best.
Thank you. I appreciate.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So yes, we just remain on live, and then the next person you can usher in the next person. We just have to change the name.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal. Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV. With check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV. Bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV. The best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.
Welcome again.
Thank you.
So let me ask you: the first time you were here, it was group. Today you are you. Today it's just you alone.
Yes.
You're all by yourself. How does it feel? What's the difference?
I feel like this is very special.
Oh wow, that's good. Because the last time it was you people. What was the topic you people had last Saturday?
How tradition is useful in
Oh yes. And then after your raffle draw, you had the opportunity to discuss. You had the opportunity to write on the topic: How can dual citizenship improve the economy of the country? So for you listeners out there, this is the ongoing process of our valedictorians evaluation process leading up to the 13 academic excellence awards. So 19, right? 19 high schools after we reached out to all of the senior high schools, 19 high schools in District 13 presented to us the valedictorians of the 12th grade classes respectively. So these students are going through a rigorous process, and that process is going to lead to three finalists who at the end of the day is going to be awarded a first semester scholarship to any higher institution or university of your choice. Because we say higher institution, probably someone will want to go and do or advanced vocational education, maybe MVTR, MVTC. So yes, so after graduation, that but it's going to be education. It's going to be education wise. So the three finalists from this pool is going to be awarded a first semester scholarship as our own way of contributing to their ongoing success in the society. Last week Saturday, they were here. They had to do they were random letter writing, right? Only where they went through that, each person had to write two letters for 2 hours, one formal, one informal. They were split up in groups with different topics distributed. They had to come and discuss those topics in groups, but then each of them were evaluated on how they approach each questions and all of that. So on the 16th of this month that's going to be the Academic Excellence Awards, where three students from this 19 pool will be the deuce of the deuce, as one of my friends said it, the deuce of the deuce of District 13. So today we have with us in studio uh, Maxale G. David. Maxale G. David is from the Salvation and Deliverance Christian Academy, and Maxale is the Dukes, the valedictorian of the 12th grade class, a female Dukes. How many male you had in that class?
about 24.
About 24 males, and how many females?
The male dominate more than the females.
The males were indominant. And how do you feel? I mean, dosing all of them.
I feel so great and
They don't envy you for that?
happy. For sure. One just have to have an envy in school because as for me, it's just normal. Because my friends always envy me.
But everybody envy or just people be like, you act like you're too smart and this and that. Who you taking yourself to be? You know, right?
Yeah, for sure. People that would announce they do. People said that, and the person I was expecting to do the class, unfortunately, it was not.
But anyway, my profound congratulations. You know, people have a negative narrative every time about women, most especially in our growing society. And sometimes people feel that women, there isn't being created, there isn't the environment or the space where women are allowed to do enough. So for in our valedictorian this year, we see a lot. I think the male and the female almost balance, or the females slightly dominate the males. I would check that out. But to see all of you females coming out as dues for your school, it sends a very positive message for Liberia to the world. So let me say my profound congratulations to you once again.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll go to the discussion. You were given a topic to write on how dual citizenship can improve the economy. First and foremost, I want to ask you, what is dual citizenship in your own understanding?
In my own understanding, towards citizenship is very important in a country because if you are a citizen in a country, it gives you the right to vote, the right to have property, lands, the right to have or to make decisions, the right to enter in politics offices.
Yeah, so you highlighted the importance of dual citizenship, but when they say Maxali holds a dual citizenship, what do they mean?
They mean that I'm a bona fide member of that country. Yes. All my support I have to dedicate it to that country.
Okay. So dual citizenship, I try to understand dual citizenship. I don't know if I'm be right or wrong, but I try to understand dual citizenship as probably Maxali might being born a Liberian, but Maxali traveled to the US and Maxali has a US citizenship. So dual citizenship, in my own understanding, could mean that Maxali, even though she's an American citizen, but she can also be allowed to still hold her Liberian citizenship. So this is it. I mean, that's my own understanding. So you being allowed to hold two citizenship, how committed are you going to be to the two countries? Like the typical thing, right? Let me put it down to understand to our layman understanding. How can you love two persons equally?
No, no one can love the person equally. One have to carry higher percent of love, while the other carry the low percent.
So why is dual citizenship important?
It is important because it give everyone the right to
Because
make
dual
decision.
citizenship is basically means I love these two countries to my heart. I love America the same way. I love Liberia the same way. How possible that I can I can be a citizen for America and love America at the same time be a citizen for the U.S. For Liberia and love Liberia? How can it work?
To my own understanding, it can work the same way because if you love something in the home you form is the backbone of you. You just have to love the place you form. You just have to cherish. One making love two wives at the same time. No, one have to carry the higher percentage. If I love America, not it will not be equal to the way I love Liberia because actually I'm from Liberia and I'm a Liberians. I will love Liberian to the best of my ability.
Okay, so in that way, then you are not fair to America. You are a dual citizen. We'll go to the other aspect. For me, I just want to I just want to try to understand it because I'm learning from you today. I want to understand this dual citizenship thing. And one day, if I have the opportunity to make my own voice heard around it, then I can make my contribution based on some of the things that we discussed today. Because this we are learning, both going to learn from each other today. So one of the things that comes to my mind in the case of dual citizenship, I would imagine countries country having to go through crisis. And I am a U.S. citizen and I'm a Liberian citizen. And in the worst case, America is going against Liberia, and but I find myself between the two nations as citizens. What will you do in that case, Maxali? You being a Liberian citizen and American citizen at the same time.
Yes, I prefer defending my country at home.
They are both your country.
Yes, for my home, my original home, the place I was born.
So then let's just do it. Don't should not have dual citizenship.
No, we just have to have because if we have dual citizenship, it's give
Okay, you
every
tell me. You were talking about the benefits of dual citizenship. Go back to telling me about the benefits of dual citizenship.
yes, dual citizenship give everybody the right to vote of their choice, and also it gives everyone the right to enter in political office, the right to public education, the right to own lands, and many more.
Okay, yeah. So some of the benefits. For public, Max Dali is our host, as our guest and our valedictorian. She is the person telling us the importance of dual citizenship. And as you all listened, she talked about the right to own land, to be part of decision making, and all of that. Do you everything you just listed, all of those things you just listed, you don't maybe 90% of them, you don't have to be dual citizen to do them. You don't have to be dual citizen to have dual citizenship to own, to do business in Liberia, to be an investor in Liberia. Liberia is open for business to everyone. So anyone coming and respecting the law, abiding by the law, can be dual citizens.
Yes, so my advice to everyone who just have to be a dual citizen or to have citizen etiquette, to me it will be the best because it will make our country to defend all in times of trouble or some other crisis.
How did you feel walking in the office? And when did you do, when did you come to write this paper?
I
Oh,
came this on Tuesday.
oh, you wrote Tuesday. Okay. How did you feel walking in this office, going through a raffle draw, and selecting this topic? How did you feel about everything? Was that a fair process as a valedictorian, or Team Andy was not just fair to you?
No, I think it is a fair process because I feel so happy to have this topic or to pick this topic because I have to make some people understand how important citizenship is in Liberia or out of Liberia, how important dual citizen is, and the rights and the advantage you will have when you have citizen ID or dual citizenship.
Team Andy had to put you through, or had to bring you in the midst of 18 other persons. You make that number 19, who came as dukes from your respective schools. When we started this program, we had all of your school administrators here explaining the importance of the program to them, and we had a long discussion. We had a long discussion, and they saw the need, they saw the importance of us having something like this. Before Team Andy, did you go through any process where, as a student, a student coming up, where you had to go through a competition like being mixed with other students, writing letters, doing group presentations, doing writing writing case papers, doing personal presentations, and all of that. Did you had such experience?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell me about that experience?
Yes, I have a similar experience when I was in this civil e-portrait school at Loking Town. When we went for the test, I passed the test and I got a scholarship going until I can graduate from high school. And also, I went through the process where I'm in since Salvation Engineering Christian Academy or international text. Who wrote that text at Training Village.
Okay. And for this activity, how do you see it for you as a student?
I see it will be very important activities that will brush the mind of students, take away fear because some people it's the first time coming such an occasion or such a program.
So, have you done your community service? Because all of the crap, what do people have to do? Let me just say to the public, there are 19 students here. We didn't say they are valedictorians as per the performance from their individual institutions. The institutions presented all of them as valedictorians. So District 13 has a history of drug rate, crime rate, and everything. Not many academic excellence activities that you will walk in District 13 and see on a day-to-day basis. It is from this backdrop that Team Andy, in partnership with the Andy Propenciala Foundation, started with support from Focal, started this initiative that is going to be an annual one where each year we seek out the valedictorians from across the district and put them through several competitive activities with other valedictorians. So at the end of that process, all of them is going to be appreciated for the time. But however, the top three is going to emerge as the super dukes of the district. And why do we do that? I already stated it. So the criteria for this process is you have to be a 12th grader. You must pass WIC. That is that those two things you must do your class. You must pass WIC. For this year, which they've already done. There were two letters written, one formal and one informal. There were group presentations. They were split in groups. You must have completed that already, which all of them had. All of them have completed that already, and they must have committed to written a case study paper, which they've done, and they are going from their own. The case study paper isn't something that they go home or that we give them to prepare themselves ahead of time. The case study is something that they come and randomly select topics from a raffle draw, and they are expected to develop a full case study writing between 250 words to 500 words max. They have that flexibility and submit it. After which they come on a one-on-one interaction on the very paper they've written. So after writing the paper now, they have a knowledge of the paper they've written, so they can prepare themselves now and come online for the interaction. And to close up with all of that activity, they have a math. So all of these case paper study writings or activities represents or clear essay writing and also the English aspect of it. So what is outstanding for them now is the mathematics, and of course we decided to integrate something where we can encourage a lot of young people to understand what volunteerism or community service is. We realized that because we had a session where they could have submitted evidence of community service, but 90 to 85, or let's say 90 to 99% of those people, of the current valedictorians, are people who are not deeply engaged into community service activities. So because of that, each of them each of them they are required. They are required to carry out selected volunteer activities in their communities, and evidence to that, they're going to share with us the videos of the activities that they conduct. So after all of these things, meeting all of the standard, going through WAS and all of that, on the 16th of September, we're going to have the District 13 Academic Excellence Awards, where the top three from amongst them is going to come out as the finalist. And yes, we look forward to next year for another event. How has all of this process been for you?
It's so great.
So I just want to say thank you. I say thank you so much for going through the process. I know it's not something easy. And for the fact that you people even commit to do it. I mean, sometimes the thing about being a smart person is not just to the books. So we appreciate the fact that you people are going beyond the papers and committing yourself with this high level of respect and good level of interaction. But also, have you gotten to build any network amongst the other valedictorians?
No.
So one important thing I would say to all of you people, we've brought you people together. And it is important now that moving forward, you people try to build a network where you people get to know each other. Because you can be as smart as you want to be in life. The people, your network, or those people you interact with, they are actually going to be a driving force in life. So the networking aspect is not an evaluation process. It is something that you people should see as an opportunity and be one body, because we created one group chat for all of you people where we share general activities. So it's important that you people just go beyond the competition. Don't be so obsessed about, oh, I want to win, I want to win. You all are winners for the fact that all of you people who have gone through school and 7 months, a whole month of WAS and everything, and made it through. You all are winners. So take the network seriously, and yes, we now look forward to seeing your video. Uh, by Wednesday, you people will be here doing the final, writing the final evaluation paper, and maybe we could just have one live last discussion, just talking about each person's experience, and we look forward to September 16th. So,
Thank you.
so thank you very much, Max Sally. It's a pleasure having you. Yes, you can go.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep Focal. Focal TV. Breaking new innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal. Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, audience. I had my mic mistakenly muted. So Rosetta, again, I said this is a rather very interesting talking point because I have observed a whole lot, a huge number of on-campus photos being posted on social media, whether it was on TikTok, as I stated, Instagram or Facebook or WhatsApp status, all these Facebook status, Instagram status. There is a growing number of social media activities being posted across social media platforms from from school campuses. We'll go right into it.
Yes.
Should social media be banned on campus? And who gets affected if it's banned?
Yes, social media should be banned on campus. And if social media is banned on campus, no one gets affected.
Okay, but yeah, I got when I looking at your paper, I got where is the start topic? I got a little confused because the topic you were presented talked about social media being banned on campus. But then the opening of your discussion, I mean, you're not wrong. You could be given a topic and decide to provide a strong point why it should not be. So you were asked that to write on the topic you chose, not asked, the topic you chose stated clearly that social media should be banned on campus, but rather you you wrote on social media should not be banned on campus. So we'll leave the part that says social media should be banned to discuss why social media should not be banned on campus as per what you wrote. Why social media should not be banned on campus.
But I wrote both the negative part and the positive part. So I don't know what I
Okay,
mean
so
by
let's
the
discuss. Okay, let's discuss why it should not be banned on campus. First,
Alright. Social media should not be banned on campus because as per the student use it to build other educational knowledge.
when you say students use social media to build up the educational knowledge, what are you actually trying to mean? What are you talking about?
Like for instance, for my school, we have a lab, but the lab that we have is not very equipped. We don't have all the books. So sometimes when teacher discussing on the board and then maybe the pull of vocabulary words on the board you don't really understand, you can go on the Google, see type it in, and actually the meaning will come to you.
Okay, so let me ask you. In your own understanding, what is social media?
Social media it is a technology device that people use to take up stress from their mind. They go there to entertain themselves, or go there for the world to know them at large.
I trust me, I've not heard this meaning, but this is one of the most beautiful meaning I've heard in a very long time. Because that's just it. Social media equals stress free. And it is the reason why discussions are very good. Between me and you, I would have I was expecting the straight jacket, meaning of social media. But if you look at the original meaning of social media and try to put it into what you just said, it is just 100% correct. Social media primarily is there as a stress reducer because you go there by seeing some of your friends, families, and loved one photos. You get to see some of these motivational posts from around the world. You get to see some of these spiritual things. You get to see some of the positive work people are doing. So in a way it is a stress reducer, but also it increases stress. Do you know of any way that social media increases stress?
Yes.
What are some ways you think social media increases stress?
One of the ways it gave is sleepless night.
Uh-huh. Which other way you can think about?
That is all I'm looking at.
So social media too tends to put unnecessary pressure on people and the perception about success. Because someone might have taken a very long time in their entire life to reach where they are, and they just made this 5 minute video, talking with so much empathy, with zest, with seriousness, with enthusiasm, and you listening to it, you be like, or you went on social media, you and your girlfriend have been chilling you people did a lot of things for a very long time, and you just got on Facebook, and the first post you came across is her new iPhone, her new car. Isn't that can be stressful?
Yes.
Okay, so then social media as per the definition that you gave me, how does it fit into social media being in the lab that you people can use as a tool to develop? There, let me ask you, how is social media that stress-free tool, that entertainment tool, and then how does it fit in the school to support your schoolwork?
Yeah, as I told you earlier, I said that sometimes some schools don't have all the books in the life. So the social media to can be the help for the student.
So okay, let me agree that it can be a help for the student because I might want to understand. I might. I'm not quite sure if I'm on par with this, but there's a difference between social media and Google. Google isn't a part of the social media. As for what I know, we can research that. Google isn't a part of social media. There are social media platforms like TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Tumblr, and just name maybe hundreds of thousands of them. But then you have internet-based resources that people can use for learning. You go on Google. Google is a broad search machine that can lead you to a lot of these other. It can even lead you to both social media platforms, learning platforms, investment platforms, educational platforms. So it's a in ICT they say is a research engine. But assuming that what you're saying, which can be correct, they have a lot of classes that people can run on social media. Is the school the most appropriate place to go and do that? Why? What about you using social media, like you said, for research purposes to look up words? Why don't do that home? Why would you want to do that on campus?
The school is not the appropriate area, but sometimes the school can be the appropriate area for you to do it because sometimes we found out that we students will always love argument in the classroom. So to defend yourself, I think it is the best time for you to do it.
Wouldn't that be taking up lesson time?
No,
So explain to me how would that not take up lesson time?
okay. Like for example, maybe your teacher came in the classroom and said, "What is now?" And then I say, "Now is the need of a person, play all things."
Uh-huh.
The other person may kind of maybe get adjective definition. And I say, "No, now is the present, play all things." Or I just say, "Now is the name voice." And to just clarify that down to the others in the classroom, I just have to put on my data and go on Google, step it, and show it to the teachers or my fellow students for them to know that yes, now is the need of the present place or things.
So Google. So like I said, then Google in my in what I think I try to understand that Google is not a social media. And looking at it from that, you people start an argument and you start to. So do we now say that social media is important? So once we are saying that social media is important in classes, the next thing now that we'll be saying is that telephone should be in classes. Is it important to have telephone with you while you're in school?
Yes.
Why?
It is important in the sense that sometimes we have urgent call, maybe at home something is going on. But carrying the telephone, the camper, it does not inquire you by maybe teacher in the classroom teaching, and then you're doing other things only to extract the mind of your friends. No. You carry phones on campus for urgent thing like emergency, maybe at your home, and then they want to call you, they want to get to you quick. It is important to take phone on campus, but the purpose in which you use it on campus, that's why make it good and bad. The aspect in which you use it.
It
And
is.
then
Go
and
ahead.
then you are talking about Google's and social media being different. But to my own understanding, I just look at everything to be social media.
Everything in your own understanding.
Yes.
Why do you say so?
Because if you put on your data and you are on the Googles to find out something, once that data is on, everyone that is connected to you on social media, they will feel that you are on social media.
Okay.
Yes. So it's not separated like maybe you put your data on, then they will only know that you're on Google's or you're on social media. But once you put that data on, everything is connected. So I just look at the social media and Google's to be the same. Because once that data is on and you on social media and you on Google's, other people will be sending you text messages from on social media and you will still receive
Oh,
it.
okay. Okay. So your understanding now, yes, I'm getting there now. So your understanding is for the fact that you switch on your internet data,
Mhm.
you receive message from someone message
Mhm.
you try to get in when while your data on you can do messenger call, you can browse Facebook, you can go on Google. So with all of that happening, but as per your understanding, everything is classified as social media. Why? Okay, you said you wrote on two things: the importance of it, and so why is social media not important? Why should social media be banned on campus?
Yes, social media should be banned on campus. Like our friends on campus use social media not to focus to their lesson. While teacher is teaching, other people watching movies, things that will not benefit you. And it also make people leave their home, go finish. They just go back home, give you sleepless night in the class. Some people do different things on the social media. So I wrote on it should be banned in school because it is not good for we the students. Yes. If you want to go on the social media, you go home. You can go on the social media and you do also everything that you think you can do. But in school, it is not right because the way we the student we use it is not right for us in school.
Okay.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.
Oh, your by the time you were making your point right at the time we were about to go to the final stage. So you were talking about why is it not important? Can you just go back on that? Why is social media not important on campus?
Yes, I said
And
social.
why should it be banned?
Yes, social media should be banned on campus because we as students, the way in which we use social media, so it should be banned on campus. Like maybe teacher teaching, taking the teacher photo, showing it to your friends. There are others that can leave their home, they can really carry that perception to learn. But once you sit in their midst, you don't have that phone and you go on social media, actually you are distracted from learning. So social media should be banned on campus.
Okay, you had to go through a process whereby you were put in a group with 19 other dukes from across the district. How has that process been for you since you started? Going through a period where you are amongst other people, you people doing engaging in different kinds of writing, you people coming for group discussion and all of that. How do you feel about everything?
Yes, I feel proud because actually since I began my secondary school, studied this my first time. The in there is the first people ever that brought me through such a competition. I have never take part in any competition like that before, like sitting in Mama Cody's writing, sitting in studio. This is the very first time for me. So sometimes I feel proud of myself to see myself live on social media.
That's a very good one. So, have you done your project, your community engagement project?
Yes, I got a video, but if I go home, I will send it
So,
later.
what did you do? Tell us about what did you do? What was that you did? The public want to hear what you did.
Yes, what I did was I'm in an organization called Agas Liberia.
Okay,
We went bombing to help schools that they are from our own screen while we can afford like going to the markets begging for help.
okay.
And while we raised from there, we bought copy books, pencil, eraser, book bag, and we carried the bombing to the lower area
Oh
to
wow.
distribute this book to the children. So I had a video.
Oh wow, that's a very, very good one. So let me say thank you. I know you just got maybe by next Wednesday you should be here with your letter writing. I want to say thank you for. I mean, you are female dukes. How many boys in class?
16.
16 boys.
Yes.
There were more than the girls.
No, the girls are more.
The girls were more. Oh, okay. So the girls were more in your class, and a girl remained the leader by dukes in the entire school. I want to say thank you so much. You people all through these last 2 weeks have been nothing more but truly amazing. And the idea for this entire program is not just it's not about competition. It's about telling not just Liberia but the world that there's so much good potential in Liberia that just people just need to sit with, spend a little more time with, and develop. And all of these bad perception that people have, especially with District 13, is a drug ravaged the district. You can't walk in the district after 8 o'clock. Yes, these things happen, but there are more good things and there are more good people in this district striving for excellence than the kind of image that's been printed out. So you one of that picture that we can show to the world, say, this is a girl child. She's the deuce for her school. She's not any of what you've heard about District 13 before. So I just want to say thank you very much for coming. And yes, we look forward to the 17th for all of us to have a joyous good time together.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rosetta.
Focal TV. Bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.